The following program was paid for by Southern American Media. Fox 30 WGBC invites you to the talk of all the towns in East Mississippi and West Alabama. Welcome to Mornings with Scotty Ray and Candace.
And good morning. It is truly amazing how fast 24 hours can pass.
It is.
Welcome back.
Flies right on by.
I'm your friend Scotty Ray. This is Candace. This is one of your first times to join us. Welcome.
Yes.
Got a lot to talk about going on locally, statewide, and nationally of headlines that are just shaping America. We'll go into Georgia this morning. What's going over there? Oof.
Yeah. And if it is your first time to watch, you can also go online and make comments, and we can talk back and forth.
Yeah, all you have to do is Facebook, Scotty Ray Report, or you can go on over to YouTube and visit us there. It's Sam Media. Look us up and we'll do that. Becky Vickers, good morning to you. Patsy Gilbert is up, I see. John Talbert.
Anitra Humphrey, she's in the house community. She's watching this morning.
Always busy up there because that's getting ready to go into Two-Lane Road right there. And you got to stop and get a drink before you go to that Two-Lane because it's going to take forever to get to Philadelphia.
But you know, like until it goes into the 2-lane, that'll sneak up on you.
Yeah, it will.
When you have to you're thinking it's the 4-lane and then.
Yeah, that ends pretty quick. One day, they'll make it 4-lane all the way to Philadelphia, and it'll be a short trip.
Yeah.
But as we all know, that is a very dangerous stretch of highway between there and Philadelphia. You can't pass. If you get behind somebody, just stay there.
Yeah. It's not a lot of places to pass for sure, and it's really busy with people going and coming from the casino, and a lot of people work in Meridian, or some people from Meridian work in Philadelphia. So.
That's right. Y'all be careful out there.
Yes.
Let's see here. I live right at the house store, Anita Humphrey says. Know exactly where you live, girl. You're right there. A lot goes on up there, a lot of traffic.
Yes.
All right. As we look around, one of the major headlines that happened yesterday in our area would be Quitman, Mississippi. It was right before we went on the air that the Quitman Police Department would find a body. And tragedy, I don't care how you look at this is just awful. Rumored there being a video of hearing a gunshot. As we look at this and we pull this up, and go to Sam Media and read the details that we do have. There's not a lot out other than the body has been identified as Carl Lott. And again, this was right past the intersection of 145 and 513, just north of there, right along in there. His body has been sent for an autopsy. They will determine the cause of death. Tragedy. Small town. Everybody knows everyone.
Yes.
Doesn't make you feel good for something like this to happen.
It makes you feel very uneasy. Mm-hmm. It does.
So we pass along condolences to friends and family of his in that area. It shakes you up. Rumor this morning was more than a rumor. The Meridian Police Department responded there on the 4600 block of 8th Street of a break-in to a business. They're investigating. We don't have many details at this point, but somebody did break in. As this develops, we'll pass along more information to you on this. Also, overnight, and this is becoming one of the biggest problems Meridian, Mississippi has. I'm sure that in Philadelphia, y'all have this problem also, and maybe over at Newton, but people breaking into cars overnight. And sometimes they don't, what you would call necessarily break in. You leave the door open.
They help themselves.
Yeah, they go through everything.
Yeah.
Last night, no different. This guy kind of stuck out like a sore thumb. I don't know how you hide. But this happened at one of the hospitals in the parking garage. A guy helped himself to somebody's stuff inside their car. He was kind of hard to miss because he was on a bicycle with a suitcase with a backpack. I mean, how many people are out at 2 in the morning running around like that? Yeah. But he did manage to elude the police this morning there. I would get caught because I couldn't pedal as fast as a car.
Yeah.
It's not the preferred getaway vehicle.
It really is not. I'm sure it's a lot more quiet.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what they're going for.
But I'd get to a hill and it'd be it. The car would get me. I would not make a good criminal. I'm just going ahead and telling y'all.
Or get on a hill and go down and be like
you ever
laying at the bottom of the hill when they find you.
I can remember as a kid, and I absolutely don't like bicycles, but you remember the speeds that you could shift and the gear would slip? And
I had an accident one time on a bike. I don't know if you've
Busted
ever
a
heard
tire?
of somebody. No, I ran over a dog going down a hill on a bike because because a friend of mine, it was her bike, and she, forgot to tell me that it did not have brakes. It's not a good thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that was back in the days when they had those handlebar things on those 10 speeds, and they would quit.
I was in a place I wasn't supposed to be.
Shame on
and
you.
my grandmother had already told me not to
Down
go
at
there.
you were at the other place. Is that where it was?
Yeah, that's where it was.
84 on a bicycle.
Right, yeah, that's it. But no, I was on the block behind my grandparents' house. Was not supposed to be back there, and that's where I had the wreck. And so I hobbled back to my grandmother's house, and she put a little mercure cone on it, like a crime scene when we got done.
Right.
And proceeded to tell me to go get a switch because I got my tail tore up for that.
Did you ever have
Yeah.
an accident in the parking lot of Hojo's parking lot?
No, I didn't.
That was a real popular place in Meridian.
It was popular. I think it was a sad day for a lot of people when it got plowed to the ground.
It was gone. It was gone.
Yeah.
And when did, seriously, I brought up the other place. When
Yeah.
did that disappear? Because it was there for a long
Where
time.
was it? I don't even remember.
Right behind
that.
Bill Etheridge's Lincoln Mercury.
Okay, yes, okay. Now I do remember that, but I don't know that I ever went there.
Boy, it's Pinocchio. Y'all, Pinocchio.
No,
was
I'm
supposed to happen.
serious. I don't think I ever went there.
Okay.
I don't know that I was old enough when that was.
A lot of people did. That was popular in Meridian back in the day. And
Yeah.
we used to have some discos and different things.
There was a Senior Frogs. Y'all
Remember
that?
Senior? Scott McQuaig used to play there a lot.
Yeah.
I got chased one night there for dancing with the wrong person. My uncle got all mad at me. I didn't. Well, he had this code that he forgot to tell me about. That if he eyeballed a woman, it was his. I couldn't ask her to dance.
Yeah.
He forgot to tell me that. Me and him got into an argument.
Did you?
Yep, many moons ago.
Debbie said Roberta's night moves.
That's because she remembers making those commercials. Night moves.
Yeah, working.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Many times there. And that was right down from New South Florida. Am I wrong in saying that is gone also now with a bulldozer? Isn't that place gone?
I think they bulldozed a lot of stuff because there's a new little strip mall looking thing going in out there on Frontage Road. Have you seen that?
Yeah. Oh, they went and brought it up. Richie's Disco. Who remembers that? Along with
Richie's Disco.
Yeah, you don't remember Richie's? Derek's Place. That was where popular in Meridian. And then it got to where the night scene in Meridian kind of went away because everybody was getting pulled over as they left nightclubs. I remember that being a real talking point back in the day.
I remember there was a Bonnie and Clyde's.
Yeah, it
I
was.
never went to that either because I wasn't old enough. But anyway,
What was the place over at the Travel Inn where the checkerboard was? That used to be Larry's. That's what that was. Larry's nightclub.
it was something else too. I can't remember what it was. The
Sandra
Depot?
says
the Depot was the restaurant, wasn't it?
The Depot?
Or it was a Depot. It was called the Depot one time.
I missed that one.
Yeah.
But Sandra said it was hot. I'm not sure she was referring to it being Richie's was no air conditioning or it was the hot place in town.
Yeah.
I think the hot place in town back in the day. Yeah. Yeah, Larry's was it there. A lot of people remember in those days of what went on.
The Depot.
Cash McCool's. Boy, I forgot about that, Meridian, Mississippi.
All you people that used to go out and stuff, it's the reminiscing time.
It is. And John just blew me away there. I do not remember the Spur.
The
John
Spur.
Wesley Hardin's, I do.
Yeah, I remember people talking about the Spur. But
And then, it was a lot of places in Meridian. It used to be a real happening place. We don't do that anymore. We roll up the sidewalk about 6:30 now. Don't be going out nowhere. They've all just kind of faded away as time went on.
yeah, they have. So
Little Elaine Trees. I missed that one. Mr. B. Boy, what a memory lane this morning for people that do remember these around the Meridian area.
yeah,
Hooper's Juke Joint on Front Street. That's a brand new one. That's your buddy there.
Hoppers.
Hoppers? Okay, yeah, that's a long way off.
Yeah, I've never heard of Hoppers. Maureen.
Okay.
I'm sure she and my mother probably went. They're
Meehan
good
had a place called Big Daddy's.
friends. I don't remember.
Sugar Bears on State Boulevard. Look at
The
this.
chandelier. All these people are probably going, what in the world is this segment?
Dana, these were the 80s, and it was a lot of activity. And I'm going to have to call Ken Rainey out because I was probably the only kid in first grade that walked around humming Misery and Gin Don't Mix Too Well. I always sing those. It's all Ken Rainey's fault that I turned out the way I am. Ken, how are you this morning? Hope you're doing well.
I did go out a lot, and some of my friends went to some places and stuff. I do know that if there ever was a microphone, that I usually would find it.
No.
To sing karaoke. If somebody had karaoke, I love to do karaoke. And the best thing is if you go out of town and do karaoke, because if you're not good, it don't matter because nobody knows you.
I hate to tell you this, but there's always going to be one person in the crowd that knows you. You can be 5,000 miles away from home.
You don't know me. I don't know you.
Then we're bringing up Center Hill there. Who remembers the Gin? Of course, that's where Chet's Paint and Body is now. That was a honky tonk many moons ago.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah, we'll have to have Scott McQuigg in one day to give us the names of all the honky tonk. He's probably got every one of them in his head. We've got more on the way. We want to wish you a good morning as you're waking up. Right now, about 76, and it's going to be hot, downright hot, as we say. Look for temperatures to have that 105, 106 heat index today.
So the humidity must be really high.
It's going to be rough out there. We've got all that and so much more coming. Stay with us.
The Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville is passing along these great savings. 1 pound of fresh strawberries, 2 for $5. Fresh peaches, $1.99 a pound. Tomatoes, $1.99 a pound. And fresh corn, a 3-pack, $1.79. Assorted pork chops, $1.79 a pound. And certified Angus beef New York strip steak, family pack, $10.99 a pound.
And we're down home, down the street, Piggly Wiggly.
If you're getting ready to purchase land, make sure you have it surveyed. Contact our friends at the Woodlands Group. Maybe you're selling land, dividing land up. Whatever the case is, the Woodlands Group can help you there. They handle residential and commercial clients. And again, they specialize in property line location, site plans, and a whole lot more. Maybe you have a construction project, and they have the latest equipment to make sure it's done right, including drones. Call Justin Palmer or Brandon Briggs at the Woodlands Group, Surveying Solutions.
And welcome back to Scotty Ray and Candace. And the list just keeps coming of places that you could go in the Meridian area. Good times. I've never heard of that. The Dewdrop Inn. Let's see here. As we go down here, here's some more. Next to the Meridian Star. What was the name of that place? I missed it. Neon Nights. Here's another one.
There was a Neon Lady.
Neon Lady?
And there was a place called, the big place back in the day was Jimmy's up in Shucktown. Or
Miss Jimmy's.
Jimmy's. Yeah.
And of course,
It was Donovan's granddad.
Really? I might talk to Donovan about all that.
Yep.
Of course, back in the day, DeKalb, nobody's mentioned DeKalb, was Bebop's.
Yeah, I remember that. Back from college days, some friends and stuff would go there.
But Mama Leon's and Meridian, Gordon's Lounge, look at this. Fat Daddy's, I don't know where Fat Daddy's was. Pitt Johnson, the Plantation Room, Rock Hill, the Living Room.
If y'all are wondering what we're talking about, this is like area, I guess, nightclubs that used to be in operation that are not anymore, some of them. Some of them might be, I don't know.
County Line,
But you really don't, County Line, I remember that, I think, because I think a girl I went to beauty school with, I think her dad owned that.
Here's the one that I was trying to pronounce a minute ago. Amy Barrett brought up Music City back in the 90s next to the Meridian Star. Amy, you got me. I didn't know about that one.
Yeah, I didn't either.
They just keep coming in. The White Castle on foot. Nope, never went there.
Yeah. That was way out on 45. I remember people talking about that.
Yeah, Bulldozer took that down. Again, I've never been there. Just wanted to point that out on that one.
What is that? Oh, that must be something. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll leave that one alone. But nope, never. I don't even think I went past there. Whew. As we look around at other headlines this morning, things that have gone on. We had a quick little oil spill. There wasn't much to it yesterday up on 14th Street. As we pull this up this morning to take a look at what happened, there was an oil spill there right down from the hospital at 20th. Right there's Anderson.
They got it all cleaned up.
Yeah, one lane had to be blocked off. And then we got our boys from the Lauderdale Emergency Management Team to come out and practice all that practicing that they've been doing in training.
Yeah.
They got it cleaned up. Brought some oil bags with them.
That's good, because that would have been a mess for accidents.
It would be. Now, as I've mentioned over the last few days, I've been very careful and cautious of what we bring up about where shots were fired. As fireworks start to go away, it was a lot of confusion over the last 2 weeks, and we'll still have a few of these fireworks fired off that get confused, because inside your house, it's hard to tell. You hear a pop, and you think, oh, that was a gunshot.
Yeah.
We did have some honorable mentions over the last 24 hours. We did have some shots fired, and let's pull this up, in the area of 25th. This is Anderson's Hospital. This would be to the northwest of here. right over here on 25th Avenue in this area yesterday. Now, again, no one was hurt. No damage was done, but there were shots fired in that area. Hooper Street was another area. Now, at first, I thought this was probably going to be fireworks, but I got 2 or 3 different calls on it, and somebody said, no. Saw the dude walk out of his house with a pistol and shoot up in the air. So this was going to be 43rd, right in this area here at Hooper Street, right along in there. Now, again, with this being mentioned, no one's hurt, no one was injured, but it's illegal to do that in the city limits of Meridian.
Goodness, yeah.
So police responded, took care of the situation in that area there. Let's see what else that I had mentioned. Oh, we had an argument break out in the parking lot yesterday. I had somebody call me and go, if you could only be here. I can't talk to you in video at the same time. But over on Highway 39 near the Super Walmart there where Jack's is,
right.
Whole family had a disagreement out in the parking lot. Thought there was going to be an 8-person scramble there.
Goodness.
Calmed down. Police department talked to them. They went on their merry way, and they worked out their issues there. I don't know how the family reunion is going to be after this, though.
Yeah.
Somebody's mad at somebody.
Would it be near the Walmart?
Yeah, Jack's up in there.
Yeah, right there by the bar. Yeah. I've heard of several disagreements in that parking lot over there.
They just don't want to get along with one another.
I know. That's the gathering place for disagreements.
Now, we also brought up yesterday morning that there was an accident in Meridian. This happened in the wee hours after midnight yesterday. I didn't get all my pictures set up before we got on air yesterday. And here we are. This is the FedEx truck that overturned yesterday morning. As you can see,
Goodness.
It was not his day. It basically ran off the road and the truck flipped is what that happened. Now, did he fall asleep? We don't know the exact details of what caused the wreck, but that could cost you your job there.
Yeah.
Fortunately,
Yes.
no one hurt.
Scary.
It just caused a few packages to be delayed for a little while.
Yeah.
They got to bring in another truck and get somebody out there to load it and transport things. But thank heavens no one was hurt bad on that. And as always, isn't it good to mention some good news?
It is.
Pascagoula is where we go. Have you heard about this?
No, I have not.
It was a young man that was sitting there, I-10, that is down in the Pascagoula area. They have a boat ramp. A car runs off in it. It has 3 young ladies in it. They fall in, and a teenager jumps in, pulls them out. A police officer jumps in to help. He gets in trouble and almost drowns, and the teenager pulled all 4 of them to the shore and saved their life.
Oh, my goodness. What a hero.
I know, 16 years old. His name is Corian Evans. And as I mentioned earlier this morning, they've started a GoFundMe for him. And in the state of Mississippi, raised $6,000 for his college education so far for what he
wonderful.
did.
Yes, that's
Makes
wonderful.
you feel good.
Yes, yes. But thank goodness he was there to help him.
Yeah.
I mean, that is so scary.
Have you ever watched any of those episodes where they do demonstrations if you're ever underwater, how hard it is to break a window?
I know. It is. I've got my little thing of pepper spray.
I had a feeling.
Well, it's got several different tools on it. It's got it's got the pepper spray. Then it's got a cutter that you just slide on your seatbelt and do like that if you had to cut yourself out of your seatbelt.
Yeah.
And then there's a point on it that you can just pop your window and it'll bust it.
You ever tried it?
No.
I'm going to get Mike Street.
You got an old vehicle like that can
That's
try
what I'm talking
on?
about. Mike Street does all this training. I think we need to let you go over there
Well,
and see if you can do it.
I think it would probably work underwater because like the pressure.
Yeah.
And then you hit it and it would bust.
Since I can't swim, it would be all over for me before I even got started trying to get out of the car. So it would not work well for me.
I think you need to take a swimming lesson.
I did. I went out to, when I was a kid, when it was safe and you could go to Highland Park, I took the class and even passed the Red Cross. It just didn't work out for me when I had to go out into the public and try it all on my own.
I think as an adult, though. Maybe
Oh,
you
no.
should take
Oh,
one.
no. You know, God sends you signs in life, and he tells you ought not do this. And, well, I learned quickly that swimming was not my thing. Or heights.
Yeah.
2 things to keep away from.
Right.
He speaks to you. You better listen.
Yeah.
Look, we go to Jackson, Mississippi for our next headline. This is sad that this can even happen. Now, the kid is in the hospital, going to be okay, but an 11-year-old shot in the back. Our capital city. Now, they are working in Jackson to
Like
try
a purposely done
Oh, yeah,
shot.
yeah.
Okay.
They're working in Jackson to put in curfews and fine parents like they're doing in Vicksburg. We also find out that not far from here, just north of here in Louisville, that they've been testing curfews and crime is shrinking. Is it time for Meridian to do this? I mean, actually enforce it.
Yeah.
I know we got something on a piece of paper, but you would have to enforce it. Just letting y'all know what's happening around the state of Mississippi at this point in time, as we mention all of those. We find out what happened over the holiday weekend in the state of Mississippi. We are down one death from year to year. Last year, we lost 2 people on Mississippi highways over the 4th of July weekend. This year, one death, the 16-year-old that lost control and hit a tree.
Yes.
We pass condolences but 8,000 tickets were written in the state of Mississippi over the 4th of July weekend.
I just wonder if is that just on roads? You know, we were talking about boating.
Mississippi highways. Yeah, I also got the boating things that happened. They let's see what else they did there. They did write a bunch of citations. We had 224 crashes. That's a bunch of them there. 57 folks had to go to the hospital and be checked out on that.
Goodness gracious.
Wildlife wrote 414 tickets. Don't be drinking and driving no boat. 46 of those were handed out for you that thought you could control your boat.
Yeah, that is scary. People drinking and
Where
trying to drive
was
a boat. And,
that Candace did a few months ago, that last holiday, where it was 5 people killed on a boating accident, and the guy was drinking and boating. You know, they hit the other boat.
We talked about that. But, you know, years ago, I think something happened at one of the local lakes.
Could have.
Years back. But it's scary.
Be careful.
You know, especially these people on jet skis, too, you know, that are on those Sea-Doos or whatever they call them.
Look, Patty, don't you be telling me where they teach adult swimming classes, because I ain't going.
I think he needs to.
I ain't getting
You
near
never
the water.
know, Scotty Ray. Like, I mean,
Look, I don't
do
even
you go
take
over the reservoir?
No.
You don't ever go over the reservoir?
I've passed by it quickly.
Okay.
But as far as getting out, no, I don't do that. Because I'm telling you, I got this fear of water, some kind of ferocious.
Yeah, I think, you know, you can cure your fears.
Look, if you've ever been there and they're giving you mouth-to-mouth and pumping water out of you, it really makes you rethink that. And you go, nope, not going to do this again.
Okay.
That's my thoughts. Y'all may love it, but I got a fear bad. As we look at some other headlines, this is historic for Mississippi, as today the Pink Building will be locking the doors and closing forever, as Mississippi's only abortion clinic will shut its doors forever today in Jackson, Mississippi. Now, as we dig deeper into this, the owners of this are moving it. It is going to New Mexico, and it will be called the West Pink House in New Mexico. Now, as I mentioned...
So New Mexico obviously must allow it.
Correct. Yeah. Now, we've got 2 folks here, and I read this overnight. We have 2 district attorneys in the state of Mississippi that say that they will not prosecute for abortions. Hinds County District Attorney Jody Owens and District Attorney Collins, who represent the 6th District of Adams, Amite, Franklin, and Wilkinson counties, signed a joint statement. So we'll see what happens.
So they just won't take the case?
No, they're saying they wouldn't prosecute, and that may be the way that they do it, that they wouldn't take it. That's
because I mean, I would think you would have to abide by.
I guess you can turn around and walk away.
Yeah.
But they're not going to prosecute. We'll see how that goes there. Did you see all this about Kamala this morning? And again, if you've ever watched our show, sometimes I make mistakes on spelling and don't realize it till we're just about there. I was in a hurry and I noticed, well, here it is. I'm honest about it.
Yeah.
But you would think that somebody who's the vice president of the United States would have, well, fact checkers, because she doesn't do it herself. Right. It's the people that work for her. She made it to downtown New Orleans, and they put the backdrop of the vice president of the United States with Louisiana spelled wrong.
In Louisiana.
Correct. In New Orleans, with the backdrop there. It didn't go over too well there. Everybody is talking about it there, of how it looked.
Oh, it was like you say it, Louisiana.
Yeah. This is from Fox News, as we pulled this up from Fox, so you can take a quick peek. But there it is. Wasn't done right. She's the laughingstock of Twitter this morning.
Goodness.
They're not stopping picking on her over that. Thought y'all might want to know that.
Yeah. You know, I think the whole administration really is kind of a laughingstock right now.
Yeah, it's got some issues there. Jessica, hush. I don't need to learn how to float.
Yeah, you do, Scott. So does this mean, like, if there was ever a dunk tank anywhere that, like, you're not going to volunteer to do?
No. Don't do things like that.
Okay.
There's just certain things you got to set standards in life. And I got one of those.
Okay.
Yeah, Denise says she feels like that clinic should have been painted red instead of pink. Connie John says she could swim, but she has a fear of drowning.
It is scary, man.
Lynn Swain saying, my wife done good. She give me this. She did. Y'all know I can't pick out nothing. I don't even know what size shirt I wear.
You don't?
No. Everybody's been in that situation. If you had to go buy a pair of breeches for yourself, you wouldn't know what to do. Yeah. That'd be me. I'm guilty. So glad y'all are watching. Boy, you want to talk about almost made for a movie series. It's a cutthroat business in politics. People will get you. Anything that you say can and will be used against you 25 years from now. Always remember that. If you're a kid and you're thinking about running for political office, watch your P's and Q's. And what's the guy that kept a notebook of where he went every day of his life and who he talked to? The Supreme Court Justice. Well, Boris Johnson this morning has resigned. Everybody up on this?
Yeah, I watched the speech this morning.
And what do you take away from it?
Well, I mean, he just said that some people will be happy and some people would not, you know. But I didn't really understand why he was resigning until I think some of the news anchors were talking about it. There was some scandals going on.
Tons of scandals. The latest would be that somebody he appointed, and he said, well, I don't know anything about this, sexual accusations against the person. He said he didn't know about it. Then it come out, well, he might have known a little bit of something about it, and it just got worse, and they made a huge deal out of it, and he was taken down out of power. He will remain in power until they choose a new person. He will just be someone sitting there, basically, not really doing anything, because he has no support from anybody. But a pretty big, strong stroke for those that wanted him gone.
Right. They said that 50-something people had already resigned yesterday. 50-something people.
As Denise pointed out, he did have a lot of those resign. And don't think this wasn't planned. This was I don't know if you could call it a coup or not, but there was a lot of people behind the scenes that worked to make this happen. Just so we're all up to date on all of that. That's
goodness.
Also wanted to mention the Kingsmen are going to be out at Russell this weekend at 2 p.m. at Russell Christian Academy. They'll come out and do a show there. If you like gospel music,
It'd be nice. Yeah, something to do.
Good morning to Philadelphia. A lot of folks today watching from the Philadelphia area. We do appreciate that so much there. Let's see some other things that are going on. That's more about him going away there. Georgia. I mentioned this a moment ago. Anybody ever heard of the Stonehenge of Georgia? They appeared in 1980. It looks just like they do across the water there. But they were mysteriously put in under a name. No one knows who it was. This is weird, and a lot of people recently have been calling it satanic. It's some stones, and it's written in 8 different languages there. Are you not familiar with this?
No, I'm not.
You've got that look.
Not. No, I'm not. I've not seen this.
This is what they looked like before. This is what was placed in Georgia. This comes from Daily Mail as they do this. But someone went in the middle of the night, the night before last, and exploded them, put bombs there and blew it up.
Oh, my goodness.
Happened around 4:30 in the morning. As we look at this is the latest picture after the bomb has exploded there. Wasn't bothering anybody, but it's never been traced as to who put it there. I've watched a documentary on this, and interesting stuff there.
I had to look that up and read up on it. I had never heard that.
R.C. Christian was the name that was given on the paper when all that stone was delivered. Now, will it be fixed? I don't know if R.C. even exists anymore, or the group that put it there.
So you said it was said that it was a satanic thing?
That's what the latest of it's been called. Now, it's just it's a lot of warnings written in it. It's in rural Georgia, out in the middle of nowhere. I'll look that up. That's something to read up on, to find out about. Take it for what it's worth there. As we get along, already 8:29 this morning. We do hope you're feeling good and your day is starting well. Thanks for coming by and visiting with us. We'll talk weather. We've got a lot more headlines coming up. And we'll take a brief moment here in just a second and look back on what happened on this date. What you think? Does that all sound good?
Yeah.
Spring is here, and it's time to quit spending all of your weekend cutting grass when you could step up to a Skag zero-turn mower. Freeman Tractor in Collinsville has the #1 rated zero-turn mower, Skag, with cutting widths from 36 inches to 72 inches. Skag, the #1 choice of professional landscapers because they know nothing outcuts or outlasts a Skag. 0% financing for 48 months with payments starting as low as $129 a month. Stop by Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 and see coleslaw or buttermilk.
One of the most important places to you is your home. That's why Patrick Allen Companies is proud to provide style, functionality, and security to your home. There's nothing quite like a well-designed overhead garage door or vinyl replacement windows, or the safety of a storm shelter to help your family feel protected. Patrick Allen offers doors and windows for commercial and industrial with dozens of innovative designs. Patrick Allen Companies, safety, service, and satisfaction.
Looking at the headlines there of comments this morning, Jan Martis up on all of that in Georgia. She kind of knows what those stones. There's a lot of stuff written on it. How are y'all today? All right, let's take a moment and go back. This was, I don't know if you know much about history of what went on when Abraham Lincoln was killed, the conspiracy theories that happened, but swift justice was delivered. And the United States would, for the first time, execute the first woman. She was hung on this date back in 1858, Mary Surratt. She was accused of knowing everything. Her son was involved in it. She just happened to own the house where they all met. She had a boarding house. Was she guilty? She swore upon her dying breath that she knew nothing about it.
And they hung her anyway.
They did. Her and 3 others would swing today, and it was swift.
Goodness.
That goes back to that saying of your name is mud. He was the doctor that John Wilkes Booth stopped at on his way out of town. And after that, his name was, as we now know, Mud.
Yeah.
Wasn't worth anything, but she did. 1940. Now, I'm not a big Beatles fan, but I know a lot of you out there love the Beatles. Ringo Starr was born on this date back in 1940. He's starting to get up in age now.
Yeah.
Ringo Starr.
Gosh.
1956. Now, this character I loved. Everybody wanted a dog like this. Who remembers this? On TV Guide in 1956, Lassie made the cover.
I do remember Lassie.
Who
did not watch Lassie? I mean,
those are just beautiful dogs,
They
and
are.
I don't see as many these days.
is that a border collie?
It's a
Is it-
collie. I don't know
or
if it's
a
border.
collie?
It's a collie is all I know.
Okay.
I'm not up to date on all my. I
They
couldn't
are
even
pretty
tell you what my
dogs.
dogs are, other than we have one in trouble right now.
Oh, really?
About this tall and white.
What did she tear up?
She chased a chicken and come back with feathers in her mouth.
Oh, goodness. She's fast.
Oh, it's very fast. Even my
She's
big dog could go sleep with the chickens and not bother her.
Y'all better watch your chickens, Scotty Ray, because
Yeah.
yesterday I was laughing when I watched this video. This man had killed someone's chicken.
Yeah, we've got it on our page.
Yes. And that was the funniest thing, you know.
He just threw a stick.
I mean, I say that's funny. It's not funny for the owner of the chicken, I guess. But
Well,
the chicken was attacking people.
a rooster, and we all know roosters hurt people.
Oh, it was a rooster. Okay, yeah, he spurred
Mm-hmm.
the man. He had photos of the man's
Jumped on his
injuries.
mom and daddy.
Said that when they would go check the mail, they'd turn around. He said, I heard something going. And he said, I turned around, and there it is right there. And it was jumping up and down.
I'll just
A
say this.
hostile rooster.
Angie Ray used to have a rooster until it done something quite like that.
Yeah,
Gone are the days.
scary.
1959, this person was born. You wouldn't know about her. She was really nobody until she met up with somebody, named Jim Baker. And then all of a sudden, something that we thought was really Christian-like going on turned out to be the opposite.
Yeah, not so Christian.
Yep, Jessica Hahn, born on this date. That was the scandal that wouldn't go away. I'll leave it at that. I won't go any further. 1950, this guy, and he would really hone his skills after he joined this. Johnny Cash joined the Armed Forces today. Matter of fact, it was the Air Force. They didn't offer it in black, so he had to wear the rest of the uniforms to match everybody else.
Yeah.
Be later.
I did not realize he was in the military.
Yeah. John R. Cash. And of course, he took a different song there. I hear the train a coming. He took that melody from something else. Nowadays, he'd probably be sued. But Johnny was good at that. 1976, this would be the first time that West Point, this made history. I can almost remember hearing about this as a kid. But in 1976, the cadets would let females in for the first time at West Point.
Okay.
So I'll ask you trivia there. Who's the only cadet ever not to receive a demerit while they were there?
I don't know.
That's pretty tough. You go through a 4-year military academy to learn to be a soldier and not be written up one single time. There's only one. That would be Robert E. Lee. Passed
did
with
not know
flying
that.
colors. He was the greatest. At 1984, I know you had the album to this, and you probably cranked it up real loud. And what did they call them? Fieros? Did you date anybody that had one of those?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I always thought they were cool, though. Fieros.
Thought you might have. Who remembers When Doves Cry?
I do.
Number one on this date back in 84. Prince, he was different. I watched the video for the first time that he was on American Bandstand.
Oh, really?
And he was really quiet that first time that Dick Clark introduced him.
He was a soft-spoken person.
Talented.
Yeah.
He's no Elvis to me, but he did have his own talent there.
He
Done
really
his own
was.
thing.
That was sad when he passed away. It was a big icon.
Well, Little Red Corvette and a lot of others that Purple Rain, I'm sure that a lot of y'all know that no matter what type of music that you prefer, you know those songs. They were big.
They were big.
Crossover.
Back in our day. And I liked Prince. I did.
And if you really want to mess up your head today, sit back and go to YouTube and look up Dwight Yoakam's Purple Rain. Interesting.
Is it the same song?
It's the same
Just
song.
his version?
Yeah. Bluegrass to something like that. It's different. And I'm a big Dwight fan.
I don't think I want to listen to that. I don't think I want that in my head.
It's a lot different
Don't
than
mess with
reading, writing,
Prince's
Route
songs,
23,
yeah.
Dwight.
Yeah.
I'm a huge Dwight fan, but that one was way different there.
And they said strawberry beret. I think it was raspberry.
Oh, yeah.
beret.
She wore a
Raspberry.
beret. Yeah. The
The
kind you find
buy
at
in
a secondhand.
store. Yeah.
Look, even I knew that line. Good morning, JT Rigdon. I hope your life is going well there for you there.
Yes.
Let's see here. Sheila Long is Lang. I almost said your name wrong. Shelley Long is what I had in my head when I saw your name. My apologies there. 1984, we would also look at this picture and it would be stuck in our head forever. It was the number one album on this date and would stay around and stay around. Even today it's big. Anybody remember this one? Born in the USA went number one.
My stepdad, back when I was in high school, he was
Walked around with a red ball cap?
No, but he was a big Bruce Springsteen fan, the boss. Yeah, he had his songs playing a lot of times. So
Wasn't it last year that he got a DUI and, well, they took him off his commercial there for a few weeks?
yeah.
Whoops. 1990, this was more my style. Can't help but like the guy. It went number one on this date back in 1990. This kind of concludes what we're looking at today, what happened on this. But George Strait, Love Without End, Amen, was number one. You just
Good
can't
song.
beat George Strait.
I know. I don't think he has a bad song. Do you?
No, I don't think so. I was thinking of some of the most, the Milk Cow Blues, even that's good. And I know a lot of you are going, Milk Cow Blues? George can sing it, trust me. But I would have to, of all the George Strait songs, and there are plenty of them. If you're looking for a stranger, you got One Coming Home. But my absolute favorite would have to fall into Amarillo by Morning. That is the smoothest. I really like that.
Yeah.
Maybe you got one that you like better.
That's good. I always thought the Fireman song was
That's a
funny.
good one.
It was funny.
24 on, 24 off. Unwound, of course, that would be the song that brought you to George Strait. And the list just goes on and on. He's had over 50 number ones. Can't beat him.
Yeah.
Watching from Colorado this morning, we do welcome Janet Riddle. Thank you for joining us there. Look at there.
Yeah, Colorado.
Great place to be.
It is pretty. Yeah.
We are Scotty Ray and Candace. We welcome you in. We got a lot more to talk about before the top of the hour. We'll check into all that. Some more headlines that are happening.
H&H Residential of Meridian is your #1 carpet and flooring store. If you've been thinking of a new look for your home or office, call for a free estimate or consultation. H&H can install or you can do it yourself. H&H has all of your design needs from color, style, and texture. If you can dream it, H&H can make it a reality. Come see the large selection of hardwood flooring, laminate, vinyl, and even carpet. H&H Residential of Meridian, open Monday through Friday, 9 to 4, 321 Hawkins Crossing Road. Call Rosemary anytime, 601-462-9541.
If you're getting ready to purchase land, make sure you have it surveyed. Contact our friends at the Woodlands Group. Maybe you're selling land, dividing land up. Whatever the case is, the Woodlands Group can help you there. They handle residential and commercial clients. And again, they specialize in property line location, site plans, and a whole lot more. Maybe you have a construction project, and they have the latest equipment to make sure it's done right, including drones. Call Justin Palmer or Brandon Briggs at the Woodlands Group, Surveying Solutions.
Exit 151 off the interstate. Y'all all know this place. You've been by it before. It's the Lauderdale County Farm Supply. Good folks. Been there since 32. passing along T-shirts, keeping you cool, and fishing. It is the perfect time to go fishing. No matter what lure you're looking for, they've got one. If your rod and reels had an issue, they got those as well. The latest, and they'll get you anything that you need there. Along with siding, anything to do with the outdoors, especially your patio furniture. And, well, you start decorating around the house, go into the garden center. They'll show you around, get you picked out for what you need. Always watering out there is what they do.
Yeah.
Keeping them lively and green. Mm-hmm. They got green thumbs, don't they?
They do. It's a lot of pretty stuff.
Fishing shirts and a whole lot more with ball caps to take care of you there. Every now and then your bush hog will reclaim your hat, and you need a good one. Go by, they'll get you one. Along with comfortable work shoes or boots that you're working, no matter what the job is, whether it's mud or you just need some steel-toe boots, they got those as well. Pets, well, even taking care of those horse and cattle. Mm-hmm. Lauderdale County Farm Supply with guns, ammo, binoculars, they got it all. Exit 151. As I see more comments there, let's follow the pieces together. One of George Strait's favorite. And I have to say now, Connie, you're kind of right. Troubadour is a great song.
Yeah.
Nothing like looking in the mirror and realizing, whoa, I ain't what I used to be.
I think we all do that sometimes. So,
Yeah.
I look back at pictures and I'm like, gosh, that was 10 years ago, and I feel like I've aged so much.
If you've never heard the song by Aaron Tippin, he really addresses that. I've never heard a writer put it to words so good. It's called Looking Back at Myself. And it's a guy that stands in front of a mirror, and he's standing there, and he's got a scar and a nick and this and lines on his face, and he goes through it of, well, I got that when I was a kid. I stood up for this, and I fought for what I believed in. And it just goes what the scars mean as you grow older and what you learn from them. And I'm telling you, Aaron Tippin painted a picture with that song.
Have you ever really sat down and really thought about your life, what you've been through, and, you know, how far you've come? And,
I try not to.
and stuff. Well, I mean, to me, a lot of people have been through a lot of bad stuff. And to me, that's what makes you who you are. You know, you live through it and you get through it and become a better person a lot of times. And I don't know. But you have to go through the bad sometimes to appreciate the good. So
I like good times. I'm just
I
sticking
like
with
good
that.
times too, but, you know, good times are not everybody's reality. So anyway.
The key to all that is learning from your mistakes.
Right.
And if you stick your finger in an electric socket and it shocks you, if you do it again, shame on you.
Right.
Third time, well, you special. We'll put it that way. Let's see some other things that are happening here. One thing you don't do is make fun of the Alabama governor. Call her Meemaw. Or make fun of Asian people there or mock them because, well, you get put on standby. A judge that happened to. He done both of those things.
The judge did.
The judge did.
Oh,
yeah.
goodness.
Yeah. He's been suspended. Don't be making fun of her and calling her Meemaw.
I will say the Alabama governor, she is a good one. I mean, really.
She is.
Have you ever listened to her? I mean, she really is stern. She means what she says, for sure.
Think she carries an umbrella and hits people with it.
You don't mess with her.
That Highland Park shooter that claimed the lives of so many people, he was planning a second attack. Did you know that?
No, I did not.
As they dig deeper
Thank
into
goodness
this,
they got him.
you're going to learn more about this. And we have to say that a boy to somebody that overheard something, a plot. And they called police and said, hey, I just heard this at a restaurant. Turns out it was somebody plotting to do a shooting. They've arrested 2 men. One of them wasn't a citizen. It was in Virginia where that happened. They confiscated 2 rifles and 232 rounds. So I'm glad that was stopped. Big deal there. We had some teenagers that was arrested at the border. They were smuggling more people in. High-speed pursuit. They had 16 people crammed in the bed of a pickup truck. This could have turned worse as we see the border just out of control at this point as the White House loosens restrictions and people trying to get to our country.
I saw where Texas is calling it an invasion
It
this
is.
morning, you know. And I don't know if they call it an invasion, if they could act in a different way against it, you know. If they're thinking maybe that they would be justified in doing something else against it, if it was considered an invasion, I don't know.
I just don't understand why you can't have a wall and go, okay, if you're a citizen, you can cross. If you're not, you'll plow over here.
Yeah.
And that's it. My world is black and white, and you can do that. You can really do that. You come through the door. It's like going to a concert or a basketball game. Have you bought a ticket? No, I haven't. Well, there's the counter. Go get one. If you purchase one, you can come in. It's not that hard. It's pretty simple. Sad news as we see where an 8-year-old has passed away. She was practicing for a parade for the 4th of July, and a Hummer ran over her. We pass along condolences to her family and her. That was in Utah was where that happened. Parades, and y'all know how things are with parades, how people close in as candy and things are thrown. Always be extra careful. Even with Halloween, we'll have that coming up again.
Yeah. Usually, they have the streets blocked off in a lot of places where you can't drive, but...
I think they were the closed off area where they were getting ready for the parade to start. You know how you move around your vehicles?
Yeah. So sad.
Oh, we hate that that even happened. Carlos Santana, anybody know him?
Yeah, he's a good guitar player, right?
Yeah. And we talk about heat, and we've got a bunch of this coming in our area. He passed out on stage from heat exhaustion.
Oh, my goodness.
Now, heat exhaustion can happen so quickly, and now that we brought that up, let me just go back and let's talk about this just a second, our area of what we've got. Look at this. The National Weather Service, let me put this where you can read this, has put this out for us. Heat stress today, we're looking at 105 in the Meridian area to 110. Probably about 106. Let's go west over to Jackson, Vicksburg. It goes a little bit higher up to 115. And this right here is going to be the worst of the worst in the Mississippi Delta.
And, I was going to say get out either real early or real late because that's usually what, we say about the heat. But
Right.
this is from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. So, yeah.
Since we're talking about weather, let me warn you on Saturday, let's go ahead and look at this so you'll know this is what's coming on Saturday. We got a level 1 for our area. And of course, now, if this turns bad, we'll go street by street to let you know where it is here with the weather. Just follow us. But this is what we're expecting here come Saturday. Afternoon showers could turn into, they're not talking tornadoes. What they're talking is a level 1 thunderstorm. Winds of about 60 miles an hour with the gust as a storm comes through. But damaging winds can be just as bad sometimes. It'll damage up roof barns and things of that nature.
Goodness.
We'll be here to watch that. So what is the forecast really going to do over the next few days? Let's look at this a second here so you get a full-fledged understanding of how hot it's going to be. Temp-wise, we're looking at right around 97 today, 105, 106, even maybe higher on the heat index. And this is going to be hot all the way through here, through Tuesday. Rain chances every day. Now, we'll get a little bit of a break in about 2 weeks. It'll get about 87 degrees, a little bit, but that's 2 weeks out. Don't bet the farm on anything when it comes to weather in Mississippi and Alabama.
Yeah, it's real unpredictable right now. You try to predict it, but pop-up showers and, it's just odd how things happen with the weather right now.
It does. Mess up your hair day. Is it good for hairdressers?
No. Look, the humidity is awful. It's horrible. And I don't know if you've ever seen that episode of Friends where Monica's hair just every day just keeps growing bigger and bigger. Yeah. That's what happens a lot of times.
I guess that was bad back in the 80s there as y'all were honky-tonking as we brought up some of those places there. Big hair, big hair bands, all that's kind of
frizzy hair.
Gone to the wayside, hasn't it?
It has.
Let's see here. Some other stories that are happening this morning as we look around the nation. Oh, Tim Allen. I think we all like him. He's been in the news a lot lately over the Buzz Lightyear as he was mysteriously taking off as being the voice of Buzz.
Right.
And I think most will agree that no one else can play that part. It bombed at theaters. Didn't work. Nobody wanted to see it as they get woke, and it went away. But boy, there's some folks mad at him right now. It wasn't his fault. Accidents happen. His little boat had a leak, and he got some fuel right out there in Lake Michigan there, about 30 gallons dumped in there. It had a leak. It wasn't his fault, but they raising Cain at him.
Not good.
Especially
but accidents do happen.
They do. So we feel for him. I don't know if he was working on the boat or not as Tim the Tool-Time Man or not. And I am that guy. But I tell my wife I can't fix things like that. I'm not a carpenter.
Right.
Some people are blessed with that talent, and they can build anything with wood. I'm fortunate to be able to get a deer stand together.
I will say Kurt is really good with stuff like that.
It's something about that keeping it square thing. No, I never had a part-time job in the summer as a helper. I should have.
Yeah. He definitely has one of those square things and constantly uses it while he's building something. So.
Yeah, Angie wanted something in the backyard once for a sand bed, a roof over the sand bed. Yeah, you should have seen how I had to put the tin on at the end to make that meet. It was hard.
Do you have it like
I was missing
meant.
hooks. Well, I put the
overlapping
10
it, trying to get it to fit.
I had to go buy extra 10 and cut it to make it where it would fit. One side was longer than the other. How it happened, I don't know.
I know.
I measured.
But when you get to building something, it looks like it would be so easy. Oh, you just build a square.
It ain't for me.
It's not. It's really not that easy.
There's an old term, and I suggest using it. A man has got to know his limitations in life. If you're not good at something, let somebody else do it that's better than you. If you run for office and maybe you're mayor and you have other people in your cabinet, you're not good at something, let them do it. Yeah. Just thinking out loud there, small thoughts that hit my mind. Let's talk about our friends over at Goblin Cleaning Services. Let me tell you, when they do something, it's done right. They're great at cleaning, and they can do this. Come on out and visit with them there. Their number is 253-8262. As we thumb through these pictures of the before and after, if you've got a concrete building, they can do that. Houses that got all of this vinyl siding, it makes it look fresh and new again. Now, I've got tons of pictures that include this. They've got drones that can fly up to those high, hard-to-get places and clean it. Of course, they've got cranes that reach it. Roofs, no problem with that. And this is one of the biggest that you can see. Asphalt roofs do the same thing. This will happen over a period of time. You won't even realize the cover of your roof, the color of it has changed. They'll put it back. It's low pressure, shingle roof, slate, metal, whatever, driveways. They can set you up on a program where they'll come once a year, twice a year, quarterly. Maybe you need it more often. If you've got a parking lot that needs cleaning with motor oil, they do all that also. Windows, decks, steps, look at the difference. See them. It's Goblin Cleaning Services. Give them a call, 253-8262. Call them, and they'll take care of you and, well, have you looking good once again.
Rockhouse Gun and Pawn is having a 10-year anniversary celebration blowout. Absolutely no sales tax on used firearms. 25% off all gun cleaning and gun care accessories. And a free box of ammo with every purchase of a new Glock pistol. 50% off all pawn electronics. 50% off on pawn tools, 25% off on all jewelry. Huge markdowns throughout the store. It's the Rock House 10-year anniversary celebration blowout, 5430 Highway 19 North.
It's just as important for a family to have their yard mowed before a birthday party as it is for someone to get hay out of the field before rain comes. They're both that important to us.
Dealing with parish is not just a product, it's the people that are there to help you. They're kind of like family, and it's just kind of like having another partner out here on my land.
Scotty Ray and Candace, already 8:52 this morning as you're starting your day. Candace was bringing up there was an accident late last night, Highway 494.
In Collinsville area.
Yeah, somebody had to be taken to the hospital over that. Ran off the road. Hope everybody's okay. I don't think it was serious.
Okay, yeah. I don't know any names or anything, but I hope whoever was involved is doing okay.
We did have a bunch of grass fires here lately. Y'all be careful out there. Those are popping up left and right, all around the area.
I mean, yeah, it's scary when the grass is that dry. I mean, because somebody could be driving down the road, throw out a cigarette. I mean, yeah, anything could start it. I've even heard of like friction from somebody's vehicle, like metal dragging on the road, a spark.
Yeah,
anything.
that will do it.
So be careful.
We got some issues there. When your final resting place where you're taking, always know who is going to take care of you. A family-owned business is usually best, but we've got in Colorado an undertaker that's in, well, deep trouble. Why? They were doing naughty things. Took out anybody that had gold teeth. She's admitted to selling $40,000 worth of gold out of teeth. Didn't dispose of bodies properly, even put concrete in some coffins to make it look like somebody was in it.
Oh, my goodness.
She was doing is selling the corpse for people to do scientific studies on and then telling they were cremated, and that's not what happened.
That is awful.
That's like beyond bad.
That's awful.
Your loved ones need to be taken care of. Thought you might
Goodness.
want to know that, though. There you go. Trump giving a sneak peek. He's getting the jet to get ready to be taken back off again. Y'all remember the Trump plane? It's getting a new paint job.
Okay.
Y'all expect it. If y'all really don't think he's going to run for president, y'all think again, because you don't paint a plane and get it ready. He just hadn't announced it yet.
Yeah.
That is on the way there. Apple Watches are changing. You know the screens there where you get your text? They're going to make the screens a lot bigger.
Oh, okay.
Maybe you're like me and...
It's going to look like we have an iPad on our arm.
Correct.
Goodness. I want one, though, because I think it'd be real beneficial while I'm working.
Yeah, it could
so
be.
I don't have to stop and answer my phone. I could just see who it is.
See, Kurt, you found yourself your next gift.
Mm-hmm.
Pay attention to that. And if you'll remember back in that, when I was in grade school, they'd come out, and I remember teachers banning it. Do y'all remember the Casio watches that had the calculator? Mm-hmm. And they wouldn't let you use them.
Yeah.
If you got caught with that calculator watch, whoop, to the principal's office you went.
Yeah. I would think the Apple watches would kind of be in school, people sending text messages. Like, what's the answer to? Has it got a speaker on it? I don't know. What's the answer?
I had somebody frown at me. I took a class at the University of Alabama, and the teacher was talking really loud, and I was trying to keep up with it. And so I took pictures.
Yeah.
They didn't like it. It was like, shame, shame. What you going to do with that? Well, you'll share it with somebody.
Yeah.
No, I was kind of hoping to look over it myself because I can't keep up with you.
I know when I was in college, a lot of people had the little recorders. They would record the teacher.
Right.
And it really did not benefit them when we had a test. And she said, all right, take your notes out.
Hey, that didn't work out for a lot of
notes.
spouses also that hid those in plants and in cars.
Oh, yeah. Probably did not.
Just
yeah.
Passing that information along
You know, they
there.
are voice activated.
That's
so.
what I hear. A nurse, now this happened in Brazil, is where this happened at a water park. How you go up and it's going to have the where you can jump off. She was on the platform. A plank broke. She fell to her death 70 feet.
That is awful.
That is the last thing you think is going to happen. That tells you that someone wasn't inspecting that.
Yeah.
Not the
Scary.
place to go to. So have y'all already planned out your vacation, what you're going to do on it?
No.
Any-
No. I do not want to go by any kind of schedule because I'm tired of schedules. But anyway, we haven't really. I know a lot of people have told us some stuff to do, so we're just going to kind of play it by ear, I think.
Candace taking vacation next week, and I think I'm almost got Debbie convinced to come do a day. She's almost volunteered to do it, to fill in for
I
you.
think it'd be great. Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll do that. And I hope you have fun. You have to
Thank
send
you.
us some pictures and let us know what you're doing.
Yeah. I will. I'll send some pictures. I just hope the weather's going to be nice or at least decent at some point because I think it's rain every day forecast. So
I think it's going to be hot.
yeah, it will be hot.
Yeah, there
Lots
you
of
go.
water though to get in. So
Don't forget to start checking on when to register your children for school because that's really close.
it's going on now.
It is.
Registration is. So
Thank y'all for coming by. We're coming back again tomorrow to end the week at 8 a.m.
that's right. We'll see you then, and I hope you have a safe and blessed day.
It's going to be hot again. Those heat indexes should reach like 105 to 110 today.
Goodness.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners: